Okay, wait. Where is... Wait, let me see whether it's actually going to be live. Let me just go to the Twitter right now. Warcraft. World of Warcraft. Expand and reveal. Blizzy YouTube. YouTube World of Warcraft. Oh, here we go. 19 minutes. Only 86,000 people waiting? Wait, there's only 86,000 people waiting? Is this a dead game? Wait, is this actually a dead game? Oh my god, bro. What the fuck? 18 minutes from now, boys. Okay, 18 minutes. Okay. Notepad. Okay. What I want in new WoW X-Pack. Okay. Solo queue. PvP. Okay, solo queue. Rated PvP. Okay, that's what we're looking for here. We're looking for solo queue rated PvP. That would be fucking puggies. Okay. Solo queue rated PvP. What else? What else? Let's think here. Solo queue rated PvP. No flying mounts. Okay, that would be good. World. What like? Okay, wait, like what we want like. Wait. Let me think. Yeah, not World of Warcraft. Not World of Warcraft. Okay, this is what I want so far. Boob slider. I mean, boob slider would be alright, I guess. Boob slider. You know, maybe we'll check boob slider in there. And today they're gonna announce new store flying mounts. Account wide shit. E.g. start game off alt friendly. Yeah, let's put that one in. That one's a good one. Yeah, account wide shit. Like, just literally, like, whatever they announce, whatever the new artifact power is, or what the Azure power, or whatever the fucking power, like, it's account wide. Okay. Oh, new class. Would I care about a new class? I don't know if I really say care about a new class. I'm gonna be honest. Aspect power, dude. Aspect power. Okay. If they do... Okay, so wait. If they do AP, you know, whatever you want to call it, make it linear. Linear. I'm dyslexic, chat. That's what you're gonna sound. I'm dyslexic. Wait.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Make it linear. There we go.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Make it linear and have no catch-up mechanics. But account-wide. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys don't understand what I mean by this, but what they have a tendency to do is they release a thing, and then they make you farm this thing for ages, right? And it takes ages. And if you want to make any alts, you have to do this dog shit process, and you makes you want to blow your fucking brains out. And then after like 2 months, they add in some catch-up mechanic where you can just instantly do this thing that took 2 months. So it kind of makes you feel like you just wasted a bunch of time. Okay? And it's ultra cringe as fuck. And it kind of cancels out every... So what I would suggest they do, if they are going to do this system, immediately it's account wide off the bat. So like once you're farming it on your main, like you okay, whatever, you're unlocking that same shit on your alt, right? But obviously, you're not going to be incentivized to make ults to like farm it faster. You can only farm it on one character at one time. And then on top of that, it's linear. So once, like, they don't invalidate the farming, like 3 months down the track. Okay, they don't invalidate the farming 3 months down the track. Do you understand what I'm saying? So basically, I don't play Final Fantasy 14. I don't play Final Fantasy 14. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck that's about. And then if they add shit onto the system, it's just added on in a linear fashion. So like they release some new thing. Oh, guess what? You can level your shit up another 10 times. It doesn't invalidate what you've already done. If anyone wants to get to that point, they have to farm all the way through. It's kind of like more like classic WoW, right? It's not like it's like in classic WoW.
Don't smash it, okay? Don't smash it.
In classic WoW, it was kind of like the similar shit. Like you kind of had to like, what doesn't matter if you made a new character, you had to like just grind out the shit and get the stuff. Now maybe you get some friends like boost you through some harder content to get you to skip some gear progression or whatever. But like it's kind of like that, right? It keeps the other content relevant and you know, like Wrath of the Lich King, for example. Yeah, like you could go you know, whenever you hit max level, you would kind of like you could maybe get boosted through an ICC or something. But you know, all the other stuff was still pretty relevant. You would still do was it Trial of the Crusader and all that other shit. I don't like if they. I'm saying no catch up for the AP grind. Okay, so let's see boob side. So okay, solo rated PvP, no flying mounts. Okay, boob slide is just a meme. Delete that. Account wide shit. Oh. Master looter. Master looting. Bring back master looting. Okay. Engaging. Okay. Engaging outdoor events and PvP. E.g. What the fuck was that one in Mesa Pandera called? E.g. Timeless Isle. But like way better. With new shit we have never thought of. As you yeah. Okay. Yes. Straight up. Straight up. Do you know what? Maybe not even Timeless Isle. Not even Timeless Isle. Do you know what? Let's just do that. Let's not even use the archetype because I don't want them to make some old shit. I want them to make like they're the fucking game developers, dude. It's their fucking job to like get paid a fuck ton of money. Okay, and we sub and we pay all the shit. Okay, for them to make some cool shit. Literally just make some cool shit that we've never even thought of, bro. AoE thing is like shit like changing an AoE cap and like changing like small things like that. Do you really think it's gonna think remove Peter one? Okay, just check that one in there as well. Just check that in there. Just go ahead and do that. Okay. Just remove Peter one. Just literally remove it. You know what I'm saying? Old talent system. I don't really care too much about the talent system. I don't think it needs to have old talent system. I think it's fine. I think the new talent system's not that bad. I think the new talent system's alright. Old talents was garbage. Well, I think the new ones. I wouldn't care about the old one. Ultimately, chat. The reason why is you don't. Okay. The reason why you play a game is not like, oh, fuck. It's because they fucking, there's the AoE cap and the talent system and the fucking, it's what it is the core end-game gameplay. Is the core gameplay fun? Like, has it got in core end-game mechanics, are they engaging? Like, do you want to log in and play the game? Like, games like fucking RuneScape can be ultra fun, even though it's like literally you just fucking click like you left click and you right click and you can like go through your prayer tab and maybe like click special ability, whatever. RuneScape can be fun as fuck because the game design of the end game is fun, and again you want to log in and you want to level up your your fucking woodcutting. You want to log in, you want to do okay. That's what it's not like some random shit. It's like they need to fix the end game. Fix core endgame make me want to keep playing, but not because of FOMO. Okay? That's not hard. Just do that. Just fix it. Just fix it. It's you don't want to be like, oh, I have to log in to get my fucking daily quest done and my weekly fucking thing, and I need to do log in and click my calendar and fucking go to here and open up my microtransaction and go through the shop and do all the shit. You don't want that. You want to log in because you saw some fucking guy with a fucking WOTLK and you thought like that cunt in Orgma is so badass. Like I want to be that guy. I want to get that shit. And then you watch some World of Warcraft PvP video of some dude ganking like 5 guys, and you're like, holy shit, that was fucking badass. I want to do that. Okay, and then you log in and you like fucking play like the montage music and you're grinding, okay, and you're playing the game because you want to get better and you want to get all this cool shit. Okay, that's what you want. You don't want to be logging in because you're scared of missing out. You need to get your like daily artifact power grind done and your fucking various like your more dailies. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be driven because of fear. You want to be driven because of like lust, like or you want to attain more power.
Don't
right?
smash
it's
it.
Like
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Which is there's 2 different things. They're 2 different things. Okay, mental illness. Lust is probably not the right word. Lust is some sort of sexual. You want to be driven by like you want to be driven because you want to improve because you've seen some cool shit that someone has and you don't have and you want that thing, right? Ambition. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the word is I'm describing. That's like the best shit, dude. Okay, that's the best shit. And that's what I used to have back in the day, which is why I used to play WoW like super hardcore. Okay. Okay. So get ready to PvP, no flying mounts, account-wide shit. If they make AP, make sure it's linear. Don't have catch mechanics that like invalidate everything. Master looting, that's just a small one. Something like this isn't gonna be. That's minor, but like that's kind of nice. Engaging outdoor events and PvP, shit you should have ever thought of. Remove pay to win. Yeah, I said play the real World of Warcraft music, not this fucking trash. Okay? Let's fucking go. I want an actual WoW playlist. Okay? Yeah, this is the... Oh, shit. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, never mind. Stream setting at 9:52. Okay. We got Dragonriding, boys. Dragonriding. Wait, is there anything else I could possibly want? Oh. Give Red Paladins immobility. Skill that isn't dog shit horse. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Give us something that isn't dog shit horse. Okay. I'm thinking like. What about keep store mounts? What about keep store mounts and make the game free to play? No, I would just rather the game just fucking no store mounts. And it's free to play. Right? I would to be honest, the game being free to play would be kind of cool. But for me, it's not a massive thing. Do you know what? F2P. How would they do WoW F2P though? F2P WoW because the end of WoW. Do you really think it's the end of WoW? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing was though, you paid a subscription, right? You paid a subscription, and then everyone was on equal footing, and everyone was kind of equal. Like you could everyone just had to play by the universal rules of World of Warcraft, right? But then they started adding in all this bullshit, and people started buying shit, and then it started like being ultra pay to win, and then now we have whatever the fuck we have. Now it's like no one's this hardcore pay to win. I don't know, but I would, I would be very interested if WoW went free to play. I don't know how I'd feel. Pay to win. It's pay to win right now because you can just buy a bunch of WoW tokens, and then with those WoW tokens, you can basically buy whatever you want in the game. So you could pay people to carry you through Mythic Blast, dungeons. You can get mythic, mythic bosses, whatever. Like, whereas back in the day, you would have to if you wanted that, you could do it with gold, but you'd have to farm the gold, right? You'd have to be like a fucking auction house god, farm the gold, and do all the shit. And it's like you'd be like a herbalist god. Chat, WoW is ultra pay to win. And then on top of that, you've got really, really powerful BOEs, which you can also buy with gold. There's a website that I use called wowpaytowin.com, where you would literally, it would track all the best BOEs across all the servers. And what you do is you would create a character on that server, buy a bunch of WoW tokens, purchase that item, and then transfer your character to your main server. Yeah. No, it's not TOS. It's not TOS. It's not TOS because you're just buying WoW tokens. And it's just tracking the auction houses of the various servers. Yeah. That's literally it. It's not TOS, you dumb fucks. That's literally pay to win. It's in the game. It's legit. I did it on stream. I did all this for a 2.5% damage increase, and then they just benched my Red Paladin anyway, and I had to just play Rogue. Azure Talents. Do you really think talents are gonna make a difference though? Whenever everyone just has number the old talent trees were pretty. There was very little variance in what people would do. I feel like if they want to do if they're gonna do talents, you don't go old talent system. You have to go big dick. You gotta you really make a customizable tree. And at that point, then it's I don't think people would necessarily like it. I don't know. I don't know. I think the current talent systems may be fine. Do you know what? The artifacts and Legion. Before you would cap out your artifact, that was kind of interesting. But then it got to the point where you just capped out your thing and you just filled out every single slot, and then there was no build that anyone because there was builds. People were playing different builds that were slightly better for AoE and slightly better for single target. People had different builds they were playing, M+ build. But then what happened was, eventually they just got to the point where you just got everything, and then everyone had the same build. And it's well, what's the point of that? So if they had some sort of artifact power type, but tree, right? There's kind of a passive talent tree, but you can never fill the entire thing out. So you have to kind of make a build where you're good at some things and worse at other things. Chat. I mean, this isn't even a hot take. Legion was the best expansion. Chat. Legion was the best expansion. And honestly, it's not even close. And I was a big Wrath Lich King Andy, but Legion was the best expansion. I have a lot of nostalgia with Wrath, but bro, Legion was fucking lit. Okay? Do you want to know why Legion was so lit? It's because they had the fucking... You know who made all the fucking legendaries, dude? The one game designer from Diablo 3 who had a clue. Okay, he worked on all the legendaries. And they made it more like an RPG, more like an AR. It was more, they went more on the RPG route. They the weight of M-mode RPG. They turned, but when they added all those things in, it made it more like RPG. And bro, whenever they had the legendaries and they were all swapping the legendaries and shit was crazy, bro. Okay, Time Forging was cringe. I agree, Time Forging was cringe. I fucking hated Time Forging as well. There's some artificial bullshit they add in to extend the time in which you play the game because there's always typically an upgrade you can get. But, which is why if they do Time Forging, there has to be a manual process. Oh yeah, we should put that in here. If they do Titan Forging, has to have manual upgrade process to bypass RNG. So you could get lucky with some bullshit, but then also you just get some you can just write down items and then you can use those items to upgrade your items. Right? So if they're gonna do it, make sure there's like a deterministic way of upgrading your shit. And I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that. You know, that way that everyone can have their lottery, and then they also have like the whole, you have a deterministic route you can take. All bad ideas? No, dude, they're not. Wait, what? How is literally fixed core endgame make you want to keep playing, but not because of FOMO? How is that a bad idea? Explain to me how this is a bad idea. How is removing pay to win a bad idea? How is solo queue rated PvP a bad idea? How is removing flying mounts? Fuck flying mounts. Fuck flying mounts. Flying mounts can fucking go in my ass. They can go in my ass. Okay, we got boys. I'm going max volume and I'm going to stop talking. Come on, boys. Should I make my cam smaller as well? Make my cam a little smaller. Is that small enough? I don't know. I don't want to like. Okay. Okay, I've seen this. I've seen this. It's various expansions. Classic.
For the Alliance!
God, it's cringe, dude. What is this? Oh shit. This is like a fan-made edit. This is like a fan-made edit.
For Azure!
World of Warcraft, okay.
Hi everyone, I'm John Haidt, General Manager for Warcraft, and with me today are my friends Ian Hazzikostas, who is the Game Director for World of Warcraft, and Holly Longdale, who leads up the production team for WoW Classic. I really appreciate you tuning in. I know we're really excited to be able to give you updates on what's happening in World of Warcraft. But first, I want to thank our community for all the feedback you've given us this year, and especially our community council. You've helped shape and influence the updates that we've done recently and what you're going to see in the upcoming year.
I mean, really, for Shadowlands in particular, the story of the last 9 months or so of this expansion is all about the community, and it's shaped by what we've been hearing from them, and us realizing as a team that we just collectively needed to do a better job of making sure the community felt heard. And so that led us to the changes we made in 9.1.5, but also really re-examining some of the assumptions and foundations of World of Warcraft about things like character investment and mains versus alts, or how catch-up should work, or the appropriate role of friction in our systems. And I think 9.1.5 represented a step in the direction of letting players have more freedom to play World of Warcraft the way they want to play it. And we really built our Eternity's End content update from the ground up around those principles.
What are some of the things that the community said that influenced your decisions for Eternity's End?
Things like the method and pacing of acquisition of the Covenant Legendary item, tons of tuning, and I think every step of the way, we were listening to make sure that we were carrying forward those lessons learned in the course of 9.1.5 into Eternity's End and beyond.
So WoW Classic came about because of the community.
Yeah, they continue to help guide and support us as Classic evolves.
World of Warcraft has always been about the world and the players that inhabit it. And we are, in a lot of ways, curators and caretakers of that journey and of that experience. And so once this Classic community formed and grew, we had to listen to them.
It's this tide of listening to the community and paying attention to what is a good experience for our players now. And where we really saw a sea change in this idea is with our Season of Mastery round, which is a season of Fresh Start Classic. And initially we were talking about it like it was going to be like a fresh start. Let's try this experiment in a season. It'll be about a year long. And then when the community found out about it, we started seeing this upswell.
Yeah, the team just took that idea and ran with it and turned, you know, what started out as a small community project into this Soul of Iron system that became a centerpiece of Season of Mastery. And
Does anyone play this shit?
Opt-in hardcore mode that we've seen communities built around. Lots of, you know, thrilling victory and painful defeat.
5 hours. I made it 5 hours.
Yeah, and it continues. Like Burning Crusade Classic, we wanted to balance the Paladin seals between Horde and Alliance, so we made an addition there. We wouldn't have gotten there without the community's input.
So, influence the community, you've got another update and pretty significant controversial change for this.
Yeah, cross-faction play coming in 925. Which is on a public test.
That's fucking awesome.
A big centerpiece.
Cross-faction.
That's fucking awesome. This is
Breaking
for Arena, right?
17-year tradition.
Yeah, it's something. It was not an easily made decision by any means, you know. And I think this is another one of those areas where really we try to take to heart community feedback and requests and ask ourselves.
It's amazing for Arena
chat. A way
it's amazing
to accommodate such an earnestly held desire, and still feel like we're being true to the roots of the game. I think players desire to play with their friends who might prefer a different faction, or to play with the faction that they more closely identify with, even though their raid group is elsewhere.
It's really important for me. I play a lot of alts, and I love absorbing the story for each race, and having that ability to play with all of my friends across factions is fantastic.
At the end of the day,
can you
the
rage?
battle cry is for the Horde. It's not against the Alliance. It's not death to the Alliance. It's about pride in one's faction.
What is this?
I think there's a way to preserve that and even strengthen that.
What are they called?
While giving players the ability to make the same choice we've seen the greatest heroes make time and time again.
I can't wait to do this. I'm seeing a lot of my friends that I never knew had a max level character in the other faction suddenly come out of the woodwork.
And then, you know, with these cross-faction groups, many of them are going to be diving into something new that we're doing to kind of cap off Shadowlands, a Season 4. Kind of a remix, a bit of a greatest hits, revisiting all of our raid zones across the expansion, bringing in some familiar older favorites into the Mythic Plus rotation. And, you know, we recognize this is kind of a closing chapter, a little bit of a send-off to Shadowlands. As everyone gets ready for what happens next, what will come next, want to give, you know, a fun new challenge for everyone to sink their teeth into.
Really cool stuff for modern WoW players. I'm super excited about the gear upgrades that you're going to give me and the chance to go back and play some of those awesome raids.
There's a lot to explore. Very exciting.
For our next adventure in World of Warcraft, we're going to go back to Azeroth. We're going to a space with high fantasy. I mean, our fans of Azeroth for a long time. This has been kind of the foundation of much of the lore of WoW. So without further ado, let's watch the cinematic.
Oh, shit! Shh, 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 shh. Okay, it's a long time. What the fuck? It's a long time ago.
The world has been sundered. It cries out in pain.
Naga?
We must go to its aid. We entrust our ancestral home to you, the Watchers.
Oh, shit.
Let the land slumber, hidden even from our own eyes. You will feel our return in the waking of the land. Then you must light the beacon of Tearhold, lest the path home be lost to us forever.
Shit, 10,000 years later. Oh shit. Oh, his fucking head, bro. Like I said, this guy's a watcher from 10,000 years ago. He's gonna relight some bullshit. Stone boy. Shit, bro. His fucking hands are breaking, dog. No, dude. He's mad at a solid rock. That wouldn't have worked. Okay, though. Oh, he's manually closing it. Because the fucking tile's busted. Is he gonna, is this like some sacrificial shit? Is he gonna survive this shit? It reminds me of Avengers Infinity War. Oh, shit! The chills, bro! Who is that? Alex Strazia? Oh, she turns into a hot wife, right? Oh, what if she's gonna do it in the cinematic? So, oh, is that is that a Northern? Is that Dragon hotel thing? Or is it to replace?
The world is healing.
Oh,
But
shit.
her fate is yet uncertain.
That's a lot of storm mounts.
Together, we shall be Azeroth's protectors once again.
Very
Here,
pretty.
the new age of dragons shall begin.
Go into humanoid form. Come on. Dragonflight. There it is. Okay. Well, we'll get Dragonflight. Okay. Okay.
Dragons!
Dragons.
This is so cool.
No one saw it coming.
No one saw it coming.
It got
Carefully
spoiled.
kept secret.
I saw it on Twitter
But
yesterday.
seriously, I mean, what did we just see there?
The awakening of the Dragon Isles.
Okay.
The return of dragons. The dawn of a new age. Right, we've seen Rathian searching for his father's legacy, searching for the Dragon Isles. There's a reason why he hasn't been able to find them until now.
The beacon going off, is that summoning the dragons?
It is removing the concealment that had hidden the Dragon Isles from the world, but also beckoning the dragons back urgently in a time of need.
I assume pretty good variety of locales within the Dragon Isles.
Yes, the Dragon Isles, as kind of standard for WoW expansion, consist of 5 zones, 4 standard leveling zones, and a new starter zone that we'll get to in a second.
Can you talk a little bit about how the team found ways to thread the dragon aspects throughout the environments?
The Dragon Isles are a place that is lush and primal, bursting with elemental energy. As Azeroth herself reawakens, those primal forces are expressed throughout the environment, whether it's magma activity, volcanic activity, whether it's the icy wastes of the Azure span, and each one of those has a connection to a dragonflight that we've seen before. And it's going to be an amazing place for players to arrive at and explore.
All right, you know I'm going to ask.
Yes, okay, so
Can I be a dragon?
let's start getting into some features here and what Dragonflight means for you as well as just a place. So
Who the fuck
first
wants to be
off,
a dragon?
yes, we have an all-new playable race, the Dracthyr race.
What?
This is a draconic race, but dragons in Warcraft
Wait,
have
they're
the
like-
ability to take on a humanoid form.
Like demon
What classes can they be?
They have unique abilities as literally a dragon, that doesn't quite fit any of our existing classes.
Dragon
and so
Knight?
What we're doing is this is not just a new race, but it's also a new class. You know, adding a new race to World of Warcraft, and not just an allied race, is something that we don't do lightly. But telling this expansion, this story, so focused around dragons, felt like the perfect time for it. So if you are a Dracthyr, you will be the Evoker class.
Evoker?
Dracthyr can only be Evokers, Evokers can only be Dracthyr. And the reason why only a Dracthyr could be an Evoker is that an Evoker is really combining the ability to call upon the magic of the different aspects with the unique physical gifts that a Dracthyr has. The ability to actually take flight and do an Onyxia-style strafing deep breath over the battlefield, land on the other side, knock everyone back with a wing buffet, and then unleash your magical abilities.
Yes, please.
The Evoker has 2 specializations. They're a hybrid of either range DPS or healer. And they wear mail armor. We figured, you know, with the new hero classes we've added over the years, we have enough melee, we don't need more of those.
Okay, they're the best.
Also, probably don't need any more leather wearers.
The raid leaders are going to love you for that.
Exactly. This is definitely a hero class. And so that means that, you know, like the Death Knights before them or Demon Hunters, they will be starting level 58, and then they're going to have a new starter zone. So they're going to have a slightly different journey into the Dragon Isles as opposed to the rest of us that are sailing there from other parts of Azeroth.
Can you talk a little bit about the customizations? Like what
Can we customize the
is going to be able
Dragosi?
to identify my Dracthyr character?
Basically anything and everything. You know, skin color, hair color, jewelry, tattoos,
Like
other
a human
adornments.
face?
You can make
Okay.
this character the expression of your identity in Azeroth.
New zones, new class,
Yep.
new race. Well, tell us about some of the system updates or features.
Of course, the new expansion brings with it, you know, new systems, new features. I think in recent expansions, one of the things we've tended to do is really have these deep features that were closely tied to a specific expansion that would then get left behind as we moved on.
It's cringe.
And we've heard loud and clear from players that, you know, it's kind of a bummer to start off every new expansion by leaving a large part of your character behind, by leaving a large part
They
of
fix
your progression
everything, and then they
behind.
delete it and
So
start
this
again.
time around, what we're doing is really pouring all of our energy into permanent revamps, overhauls, and improvements to World of Warcraft's core systems. Things like our progression systems, in this case, our talent system is something that we want to completely revamp. We want to take a look at our UI. We want to take a look at professions.
Oh,
So with the
shit.
talent revamp and the arrival of
shit.
Classic, did you learn anything about how our talents work?
I think seeing a new generation of players play with those talents and work through those talent trees really underscored some of the things that, frankly, we lost when we shifted to the Mists of Pandaria style talents and beyond. A big piece of that was some of just the granularity, the feeling of getting a level and spending a point to customize your character to make yourself a bit better in some specific way. But also, you know, that sense of hybridity that you could have. That's something that we've largely lost. And so the new talent system avoids directly pitting player power throughput choices directly against those sort of utility hybrid choices, because we know that there's always a right outcome there. And we also understand that, you know, there's a lot of strength in the flexibility of the modern talent system to let players.
Is that going to be overwhelming for the
customize their
noobs? This is
talents
what I said
for
they
a
should
particular
do.
encounter or for dungeons versus PvP, and we don't want to lose any of that.
So John, UI?
Are the noobs
Oh
going to
my
freak
God.
out?
Yes, I got this 30-inch monitor
Lucas?
trying to keep track of where I am on the map, all my buffs, and oh, over here, what's going on in chat. It has literally made my eyes go like this. So,
You're not alone in that. We've made a lot of incremental changes and
Weak
additions over
horse,
the
bro.
years.
Weak
But really,
horse.
this is a revamp. This is an overhaul. And so we're excited to really modernize the look and feel while staying true to the origins of World of Warcraft. Now, at the same time, we're not looking to take away the sort of power user customization there. Add-ons are still there if you want them. But we want a much better default out-of-the-box experience for all players, new and old alike.
and can I reduce elements, remove elements, if I want to explore the world and see the beauty of Azeroth?
When it comes to specific elements, as much as possible, we want to let players choose what to show and what to hide so that they can control it themselves.
You mentioned professions. I have a critical question about this.
Oh, shit.
Go on.
Can I wear a chef's hat?
Yeah, I knew it.
Our approach to professions in Dragonflight is really all
Oh,
about
can we make sick
delivering
fucking
on
shit like Storm
fantasy
Herald?
and identity as a crafter. And so if you want to be a serious blacksmith, if you want to be a great leather worker, we want to deliver the ability to invest time and energy into that, become a master crafter, be able to make items that are in demand, interact with the community, One of the big pieces that we want to do
they have to make them
support
relevant.
that is a new work order system to have a bit more convenience than just spamming trade chat all day. But if you are someone, you're not yourself a blacksmith, but you have a bunch of mats and you want them forged into a great sword, you can put that work order up, list your mats, offer a commission, and a skilled blacksmith can come along and make you the weapon of your dreams.
That's pretty cool.
I think we left out one
Bulk
thing,
could do that, though, Monarch.
You can be a Dracthyr, go to Dragon Isles. Can I have a dragon?
What's the fantasy of dragons, if not soaring over the lands? And so we're really excited to introduce a feature that we're calling Dragonriding. It's dynamic with everything from momentum to dive bombs, the ability to just sort of build that speed up and feel the world rushing past you.
That's cool.
In a way that should be much more exciting than traditional flight that we've made available in the past, but that's also available for players through a customizable dragon mount right from the start.
So this is a skill you learn over time, right, to become an awesome dragon rider?
Yes, you'll be able to sort of upgrade aspects of your flight, but you will have this new form of flight from the start. And the Dragon Companion that you have is, of course, very thoroughly customizable, which is a new thing for us for mounts. This is not just a generic dragon that everyone has, but a drake that is yours. What do you want its scales to look like, horns, the shape of its
How to
head,
train your
other
dragon, bro?
attachments, armor pieces, and more. Take your pick.
This is so cool.
So the Dragonflight expansion is going to see players leveling to 70, going to the all-new continent of the Dragon Isles, which consists of 5 zones, 4 standard leveling zones, and a new starter zone for our Dracthyr class, as well as a range of systems revamps, such as a new talent system, an overhaul and update to our UI, and an entirely fresh look at professions with more depth than ever before. Also getting around the Dragon Isles is going to come in the form of Dragonriding, which lets you customize and upgrade your own mount so that you can fly in a sense from the start. And of course, as with any new expansion, we have a new set of dungeons, a raid, and much more to come.
We also have an alpha that will be starting up in the future.
Check out our website for more information, and keep an eye out for those opt-in signups if you want to help us test out Dragonflight and give us even more feedback to make it better.
We do have a deep dive that follows this, so please stay around. Classic players, we haven't forgotten about you. You could probably guess where we're going to go next. One of the all-time favorite expansions for World of Warcraft. Let's watch the cinematic.
Oh, they're doing a cinematic for it? No way. They better not release it at the same fucking time. I swear to God. This better come out at a different fucking time.
Did you think we had
This had the best lore, bro. I'm telling you. Best lore out of any expansion.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Ohn'ahran whispered the name Arthas.
Oh, the shields.
When my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
That's this year. Wait, that's this year, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's this year, bro.
It's just incredible, isn't it? Every time I see the cinematic, I get chills. No pun intended, I do really get chills. As you saw, Wrath of the Lich King Classic is coming this year. It brings back so many memories. When you see that cinematic, what do you remember from Wrath of the Lich King?
Anytime you want to talk about undead frozen dragons, how can you not go back to Thaldrazus as the source? That was the first expansion I played with my youngest son. So I can remember on that platform, black goo and chunks of ice falling off and having to repeat that battle with the Lich King. But when we finally downed him, it was such an incredible moment. He jumped up out of his room and I jumped up out of my office. We're like, yeah, did it.
That's cool.
So
that is
it's
cool.
a very lasting tale for me.
So as you know, with this expansion, you will, in pre-patch, be able to play the Death Knight. They will start at level 55. You don't have to have a high-level character to make a Death Knight, so everyone will be able to make one.
We're excited to give players some time before Wrath officially launches to get geared up and ready to jump into Northrend with everybody else.
And there are so many zones and areas to explore in Northrend, and I want us to talk about some of our favorites. So for me, Grizzly Hills has a very special place in my heart. The music was some of the best I've experienced in World of Warcraft.
I still make my way all the way up to Storm Peaks to try and find the time-lost Proto-Drake, and have yet to get it.
I've got to say Dragonflight. The wide open nature of the zone, Wormrest.
That's what I thought that zone was.
It's an unforgettable expansion as both a developer and a player, and kind of making that transition from one to the other.
Now let's talk about some changes. So one thing we looked at is Dungeon Finder, and it feels like how we envision Classic, Dungeon Finder is not a good fit for our community.
That was kind of the first step that may have eroded some of that social fabric. Now, as people have gone through the experience of going back to vanilla, rebuilding those groups, relying on each other, not wanting necessarily a random participant just to show up and then leave.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
But today, you can do that in Shadowlands. You'll be able to do that in Dragonflight. It's a self-selected group of people who specifically want that different experience.
Yes.
Let's make sure that's what we continue to give them.
That leads right into arena teams in Burning Crusade Classic. So we listen to the community and we remove that because individual rating is preferable and a better experience for them than arena teams. Also, with Wrath of the Lich King, Barbershop, which allows you to customize your character. We're going to be adding a few more options that were not existing when Wrath launched. But also there's another side of this where we are not going to charge a real money fee. It was a paid character customization fee, right?
Yeah.
It seems the right thing to do that just be available.
You should be able to transfer realms for free.
Add more options to it, right?
It's sort of like spell batching in a sense. There's a lot of technical advancements, and it's not about the philosophy of what makes Classic classic and what brings people together. It's just what's the better experience, and let's not artificially restrict something that we can provide a better version of just for the sake of nostalgia. And we're happy to say this is one of those cases.
So, Wrath. The level cap's being increased to level 80, so we'll be introducing a level 70 boost so that players who want to get in with their friends or just explore Northrend right away will be able to do that. You can't apply it to a Death Knight, but you will be able to use it otherwise. And of course, we have Inscription, a whole new profession, so we're really excited about that. Yeah, and as we continue this road to Wrath, we're going to be looking to getting a lot more feedback on beta, and we'll make changes as we need to.
Such an exciting time to be playing World of Warcraft. We have the return of the Wrath of the Lich King for Classic fans, and taking us somewhere new with Dragonflight. We're so excited to be able to bring these adventures to you. Don't forget, there's a deep dive on Dragonflight where you're going to get a lot more information. Thank you so much for spending this time with us, and we'll see you in Azeroth.
What happens when you Classic?
We'll see you in Northrend.
And in the Dragon Isles.
Are they going to do Classic? Like, what's all the classic ones? Once I've done classic of everything, I've done like classic Wolves of Draenor.
Welcome to the Dragonflight Deep Dive. I'm Steve Danusa.
And I'm Terry Gregory. Starting it off here, we're going to talk about the setting and the story of Dragonflight.
We've got this great expansion, exciting pre-render trailer that everyone just watched. So let's talk about the setting for Dragonflight, the Dragon Isles.
Dragon Isles have been known for a long time in Warcraft history as a mysterious place where the dragons came from long ago, but we never knew much more than that.
We're going to this place that is kind of the broodlands of all the Dragonflights, the place where they nested, where they built their civilization. The Dragon Isles was the center of the Dragon's kingdom when the world was young and the mortal races were just starting to form kingdoms of their own. But when the Legion invaded for that War of the Ancients, that sundering that resulted from the explosion of the Well of Eternity, broke the world.
Literal sundering of the continents of Azeroth.
And because of the breaking of the world, that magic kind of drained away and the land went dormant. So they had to leave the Dragon Isles behind. And as we saw in the pre-render, they left behind some Titan Watchers to look over the land. And when Someday, they hoped that elemental energy would resurge once again and draw the dragons home, reestablish their kingdom.
And that's when the message goes out to the flights, and they feel it in their bones.
Now it's the time for the sky to light up with the colors of the aspects once again, and for Alexstrasza and the others to come home. But
you guys get
the land has
Avatar
changed a
vibes
lot
for that?
in all these thousands of years they've been away, and some very old threats have awakened as well.
We're looking into the culture of dragons as they exist in Warcraft.
Dragons,
I
as
get
we know
Avatar
them
vibes.
today, were very different in the early past, the early history of Azeroth. They were much more primitive, much more savage, what we now know as proto-dragons.
And then some of the dragons were empowered to become the aspects. The green flight, red flight, blue flight, bronze flight, black flight, each with unique powers, each with the ability to protect the world in different ways. These pillars of draconic power appointed to defend Azeroth from threats within and without.
Dragons used that power both for good, in the case of most of the aspects, but also for nefarious reasons in the case of the Black Dragonflight led by Neltharion, who would become Deathwing.
And what we will find in Dragonflight is that some of these ancient divisions run deep. And so it begs the question, where do we go from here? If this is an opportunity to reclaim their legacy, to be the protectors, as the cinematic mentioned, that they once were.
To do that, they're going to need the help of our heroes, our players, to come to the Dragon Isles with them and face some of these reawakening challenges, because it's not just that this land is peacefully waiting for the dragons to return and reclaim it. There's those old enemies that have awakened as well.
Yeah.
One of those being a race of kind of elemental half-giants, the Jarradin.
The Dragon Isles isn't just populated by dragons or just by the Jarradin. There's also many other occupants here in the Dragon Isles that have been here either just recently or for a while, including a fan favorite coming back, the Tuskar.
That's going to be awesome. We've got other cultures there as well in the Dragon Isles. We're going to find out about a civilization of centaurs that predates the ones that arose on Kalimdor much later.
That's
And
hot.
some of our
That's
favorite
hot.
characters that we've seen over the last few expansions, such as Rathian.
And whether he's ready to step up into a leadership role, or if there are other alternatives out there that would be better suited
I remember when
to
Rathian
the
was a
job
little kid,
of being
Chet.
the aspect of the Black Dragonflight.
I think one
That's how
thing
old I
we
am.
players are going to be really excited about this expansion is the new playable race, the Dracthyr.
That's right.
And this is something that Neltharion, before he was Deathwing, before he went full crazy world dragon, that he put into motion.
Neltharion saw those primalists that were kind of breaking away from the aspects and what they wanted. And so, in those first experiments, he took the essence of dragons, their strength, their nobility, their wisdom, and he combined it with that scrappiness, that adaptability that the mortal races had. And he wanted to use that to create the ideal soldier in his mind, the Dracthyr. Exploration is really one of the key themes of this expansion. We're going to be going to this ancient place that the dragons left behind long ago. So we've made these huge zones with all kinds of places to delve into and find little treasures and little secrets tucked away. It's going to be a lot of fun for players to be exploring these landscapes.
And there's so much architectural history and how clearly aspirational was the kingdom of the dragons and how it lost so much. And the themes of trying to return to that, to try to find your legacy, to try to figure out who you were before everything went awry. But there's questions, thematic questions of what does it mean to be true to your legacy? Are we going to repeat the mistakes of the past?
The dragons have had to learn those lessons just like the mortal kingdoms have had to. And I think that's one of the reasons why the dragons see this now as the time that they have to return and they have to step up once again as protectors of Azeroth. We're helping the dragons because the dragons have helped us in the past too. So by using the Explorers League and the Reliquary together, that allows us to delve into some of that history.
And when I look upon the Dragon Isles in all of its visual splendor, I get so excited for the prospect of a truly Azerothian adventure alongside Calicos, along with Rathian, Ebonhorn, with Ysera's daughter Marithra, as each one of them is trying to find their own flight. I am taken by the exploration and the potential for adventure and just new horizons within this world.
There's going to be old stories from that time past, that history that only the dragons knew for the longest time. We're going to be able to explore that.
It really feels like just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
So
tell us
now we're
about
going to
some
turn
in-game
things over to
systems.
some of our colleagues who will take you on that
Yeah.
deep dive into the locations and the features of Dragonflight.
Features, yeah, I want to see features and systems. Features and systems.
Hello, I'm Stephanie.
I'm Josh.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm Gary.
And we're part of the
Gary.
teams that are building the first two zones that you'll encounter in the Dragon Isles, the Waking Shore and the Ohn'ahran Plains. The very first zone in Dragonflight you're going to come to is the Waking Shores. It's wild, untamed land. It's waking up around you too, and the elements are just going crazy.
The art team again has hit it out of the park.
You'll see like a lava mountain flowing in through the beach, giant proto-dragons swooping down, gobbling up members of your expedition.
We have such rife opportunities to show elementals rising up because of the crazy magic that's flying around.
The one of the things I love is just how you get to the Dragon Isles, right? So you're gonna get on your boat in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and the first thing you do is sail between like the dragon ruin architectures.
They need
the boats
RTX.
come right alongside each other. You can jump from one boat to the other and just start causing havoc on the other faction's boat.
For those who love PvP, this is a great opportunity for war mode.
It's free for all out there. It's gonna be great. But it's okay. There's an innkeeper on the beach, so that if you're in that situation and you don't want to be in war mode anymore, you can just hop out right there.
The Reliquary and the Explorers League are working together.
The Horde and Alliance are sending an expedition together. It's not the military, it's not the soldiers. This is the scientists, the settlers, exploring this new land. So it's a lot more optimistic tone.
One of my favorite things about the Waking Shores is the Red Dragonflight, led by Queen Alexstrasza, the Lifebinder.
You always say
They
that, bro.
have the mandate of nurturing and protecting all life, which means Horde and Alliance, Gorloks, trolls, everybody. So they take that duty seriously. When the Horde and the Alliance come to the Waking Shores, they want to be there to help guide the people through the new land and welcome them. But they're not the only one in the Waking Shores.
We have the ancestral home of the Black Dragonflight there too, which has fallen on tough times since Deathwing's descent. And so Rathian's coming over to the Isles with us, and he's gonna try and come to terms with the state of the Dragonflight, which is a few loyal Draconids and Dragon Spawn trying to hold their ground. What can the future of the Dragonflight be if it's just Rathian? Because it's not just the dragons that are coming back to the Dragon Isles, but also their longtime rival, the Jarden.
I love the Jardins so much. They're half giants that wield the power of magma.
Like
and
orcs,
when
bro.
the Waking Shores and the Dragon Isles went to slumber, they also slumbered. They're back now, and they are ready to raise chaos.
Yeah, they're massive. They're riding giant lava mammoths, parading around, just stomping on your face.
And they were the enemies of the Dragonflight for so long. They fought against the Red Dragonflight, hunted dragons down,
Let
and
us
they're really
speak.
taking this opportunity to rise up. As the Red Dragonflight have the mandate of nurturing life, they don't want to just stomp out the Jarden completely, but they want to make sure that they don't have the power to affect those around them negatively, to make sure they don't go on a rampage and destroy the ecosystem that has been created here.
And so those are awesome things in the Waking Shore, but Steph, there really is only one right answer for the best thing in Waking Shores, right?
What?
This is true. Ducks.
We finally have those webbed feet hooligans in our game. We cracked the technology. We got them
Figure
in.
it out. They
Yep.
can fly.
You should be proud.
It's gonna be awesome.
The Ohn'ahran Plains come right
That's
after the Waking
that's
Shores.
gonna make the expansion great.
It's so
It does.
breathtaking at first glance.
The Ohn'ahran plains are big, wide open plains. And the player is going to be constricted a little bit, and then you see this big contrast of a zone. We don't always get that opportunity, that cinematic moment where the player can have a framed view when they see this area.
Come out and you got that postcard shot
love
of the
I love
plains.
that shit. I love this. Is my favorite
And
type of
then
zone.
you see this giant fire proto-dragon breathing fire and a herd of centaur like harpoon down the proto-dragon and crash into the ground. And the first thing you get to do is go help them kill the proto-dragon. Like, how cool is that?
Who is Ohn'ahran?
Ohn'ahran is the wild god of the wind. And she's appeared before as like this big spirit eagle. She's the one who guided the centaur to the Dragon Isles many, many years ago. She blessed them, took their caravan across, and then showed them the plains.
How fun at the beginning of this expansion was exploring the culture of the centaur.
The centaur are these mighty, awesome hunters that back when they first came to the Dragon Isles, they fought the green dragons all day long. Eventually, they realized that we're strong, you're strong. Maybe we should stop decimating each other's people. We'll make peace, we'll make an agreement. You guys hang out in the groves,
Dude,
and the
how do the
centaur will
graphics look
hang
so
out
dog shit?
in the plains. But now, the dragons have been gone for 10,000 years.
Are you guys getting
and
that
the
vibe?
centaur have come so far since then. And they've been
keep
here,
zooming in
and
on
they've
it,
been
and it looks so
existing and
trash.
developing their culture. They all came over as one clan led by the mighty Maruk and Tira, and they founded a new life here. So if you want to get across, you have to follow their rules and their traditions. You have to earn their trust. You are the first outsiders to come in generations upon generations. The Centaur might rule the open plains, but the green dragons make their home in the groves. And those groves are absolutely gorgeous.
And how great a job it is that we have where I can take all of this beautiful artwork and build these beautiful fantasy groves, high fantasy. We want to do lots of things with an open plane, and we want to be creative with that. But we're restraining ourselves by letting the zone sing, letting the horizon tell the story. We certainly couldn't have done that in the vanilla WoW.
No, definitely not. The zones are so big, and you can see so far, especially in Ohn'ahran Plains. So we talked to the engineers, and we actually increased that distance.
It spurs you on to want to adventure and look through the zone and explore everything.
The interesting thing for me is we have all these conflicts with the Dragonflights. There's missing dragons, there's battles, there's so much crazy stuff happening, but that's not really all we're doing. There's so much extra fun activities for people to do. And the greatest thing is that you need to figure out exactly what's going on and help solve all the problems that are just sprouting up everywhere.
We're just really excited to tell a story that's grounded in Azeroth and exploration. There's so much more to talk about. But now, we're gonna have some folks talking about the next 2 zones that players are gonna experience in the Dragon Isles.
Tell us about the endgame features, please. What about solo queue PvP? What about your removing Right Finder? We're gonna add in some new...
Hello, everyone. My name is Kate.
Shit, here we go.
I'm Christy. I'm Kate.
I'm Sean. We're going to talk today about Thaldrazus and the Azure Span. So Azure Span is going to be the 3rd zone that players adventure through, and it's one of our biggest zones that we've done in the Dragonflight, maybe even to date.
We knew it was going to be like the largest visual elevation change, and it really started with this great concept art. When we first were taking a look at the design, we kept coming back to one of our favorite Wrath zones, which was Grizzly Hills. And we really wanted to take that, but wowify it more. And I don't know if you've ever been up to the Bay Area, but in the morning, that coastal fog comes in and dips down into the redwoods and that sun shines through. That's really what we wanted to encapsulate with this forest. And not only we have redwoods, we've got all different types of trees. Eventually, it'll break open into this wide open tundra that's just golden and red, and you'll reach up to another level of elevation where you get to see the snow. The majority of the zone is covered in snow and ice. We have giant frozen waterfalls, ice rivers as far as the eye can see. And Sean, I know in the forest, we can expect our first creatures.
We have a small group that lives there called the Gnolls. These Gnolls are all throughout the forest and Azure Span. They've made this their home. Some Gnolls with strange magic that we're going to find out what exactly that's about. Snow Gnolls, or as I call them, the Snolls, up in the winter area. And then some regular Gnolls that are just going to be around the forest area. So then we go into the big open tundra where we meet our second group, the Tuskarr.
It's going to be really neat to explore their culture a lot more. And those kids are adorable. I absolutely love the Tuskarr. Honestly, all my downtime's probably just me hanging out with the Tuskarr.
So it's been a little while since we've seen them. We remember the Tuskarr from Wrath of the Lich King. They're also getting a nice, cool up-res for their models, along with expanding their culture. So there are going to be male Tuskarr, female Tuskarr, Tuskarr kids. So we're going to fight alongside them, which includes help from a certain group of dragons, the Blue Dragons. We're going to follow the story of Kalagos, our blue dragon buddy from the Kirin Tor, and he's going to be adventuring into Sindragos' archives. It's a giant zone. There's a lot of surprises. When we're done there, we head over to Thaldrazus.
Thaldrazus. It's really incredible because you will be going through some of the previous zones and seeing a lot of ruins for the dragon buildings. But when you get to Thaldrazus, everything is perfectly intact. It's beautiful. It's pristine. It is the seat of power for all 5 Dragonflights and home of the dragons. It feels that way with the huge vertical mountains. We've got these great cave systems where you may end up finding little dragon hordes.
My favorite Dragonflight right now is the Bronze. They've got a really cool area in Thaldrazus, and their magic is time. There's so many cool story hooks that we could dig into there. There's so many cool gameplay options. And we have a little bit of an adventure for players. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Tell us about that.
We really wanted it to feel like their old stomping grounds.
One of the really cool features is going to be the main city and player hub for this expansion, Thaldrazus. It is a culmination of all of the dragon's efforts to put together what a city would look like. So we ended up having a bunch of really fun small vignettes where you see that the blue Dragonflight is hosting a public library, and the red and green Dragonflights both have their own separate gardens. We'll also have some convenience services for players, including an auction house in the city, which will be really nice if you're looking for more exotic wares. The thing that really sold me on Thaldrazus was the initial concept art we got of Tyrhold.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And this is a 10,000-year-old Titan technological marvel. Tyrhold has these awesome aqueducts that actually come out from the structure all the way to the city across the valley. And in the cinematic, there's just this amazing shot where you see Thaldrazus swoop under one of them, and there's splashes of water cresting across her wings. So when players are flying around themselves, they get to have their Thaldrazus moment. What an incredible place, and filled with so much history.
Well, can she go to human form and
Tyrhold
then
was
take a
built
shit?
by Tyr. He was a Titan Keeper back in the day who helped the Aspects fight Galakrond. And when they settled on the Dragon Isles, he built this facility. And even though Tyr's gone, the dragons have held him in reverence. But that was 10,000 years ago, and they've let the Titans maintain the place. An incredible amount of history has happened since then. Flights have been nearly wiped out. There have been invasions, betrayals. Aspects have died. And these are the kind of things that leave marks on a society. So now they're all back here, and they're all here together.
As we were designing the zone and the city itself, we're trying to figure out, how do we tell those stories at the same time as making sure that this is a really convenient place for players to go and, go shopping, as they tend to do. So much adventuring happening on the Dragon Isles.
It's so cool.
As a player, you probably don't have your own dragon wings. You are going to learn the art of dragon riding.
It's so vertical, and I'm just excited to dive off the tops of towers and swoop under things.
It's actually one of the things that we're about to learn about next.
Yay, finally something gameplay oriented. Okay, can I turn this down to sad chat? Does it?
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm Andy.
I'm Kali.
And I'm Graham. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about the Dracthyr Evoker, our new race and class coming in Dragonflight.
We're here to talk about not only the Evoker, but also Dragonriding, which is our exciting expression into the exploration of the Dragon Isles.
We knew with a dragon-themed expansion, we wanted to let you play a dragon. Not a big dragon, Thaldrazus size. That'd be tough to fit into raids. I'm sorry, Jake. Okay. I know. Fine. But a draconic humanoid. So the Dracthyr, created by Neltharion.
And like our other hero classes, you get to choose if you want to start on the Horde or Alliance side on character creation.
So let's talk a little bit about the Evoker, the class they can be. What's unique about it is because the Dracthyr are created by an aspect, they have the ability to wield the magic of all 5 Dragonflights. So Evokers can take advantage of red magic and blue magic and bronze magic.
And to show that, we created a visual, what we call a prismatic effect. This prismatic effect is basically the coalescence of all their energy as they channel it into whatever spell that they're going to cast. You have a red magic spell called Pyre. So when you shoot it out of your mouth, it twirls in the air with all 5 of the Dragonflight's magic as it turns into the red spell before landing on your enemies and exploding and hopefully burning them.
I'll take that one. Getting that vibe across that they use all 5 was really important to us, but we did want to make sure that each specialization focused on 2, because casting 5 different colors gets a bit messy. So their damage dealer specialization, their first of 2, Devastation, mostly focuses on red and blue magic.
They have 2?
Red being very fast and explosive, burning everything with Pyre, whereas blue is more focused and overwhelming. You can shoot a beam of energy out of your mouth to disintegrate one single enemy in front of you.
There's a healer spec called Preservation. The healer spec is going to focus mostly on your green and your bronze magic. So your green is going to be evocative of the Emerald Dream, your growth and your nurturing spells. And then you have your bronze magic, which is going to be more timey-wimey. So you get to heal a wound faster.
So in addition to the visuals and the animation, which all make you feel very powerful, we really wanted the player to have a physical connection to the cast. We have a new type of spell called Empower, where when you actually hold down the button on your keyboard, it charges up a spell. The longer you charge it up, it might do more damage or hit more targets depending on the spell, but it gives you this really physical connection and control that's new for World of Warcraft, and I think is feeling really, really good.
We have some great animations, thank you.
Wait, so they're in a cyclone, you can sit there charging a big attack and then
when
clap
you're casting your spells.
You can actually fly around the battlefield and cast while you're flying.
Raining fire and death from above, it's great.
In addition to the gameplay, though, another part of feeling draconic is looking like a dragon.
Well, we talk about dragons breathing fire, but you know what's actually fire?
What's actually
These
fire?
customizations.
Oh my goodness.
But no, they're really, really
They're
cool.
awesome.
Because you have both your
Dragosi
draconic form
customizations.
and your humanoid form. And the customization options for both of them are amazing.
They're very good.
What about color? Just tell me you
tell
can
us about the
change
color. You can do a lot of matching. So your visage form can have scales that are the same color as your Dracthyr form.
But my favorite, super favorite part of customization for the visage form, hair.
Yeah.
Because I can actually do this in game.
Yeah.
The tech is here.
We finally did it.
As players make their way through each of the areas of the Dragon Isles, they'll partner up
Gonna be a bunch
with
of
the
Karens running
Dragonflights
around.
to move through the air as they've never done before. You'll notice I did not say flying because flight has a very specific meaning for World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it does.
And we're talking about something new called Dragonriding.
And
This is
as
cool.
the players are honing their dragon riding skills, they're going to get to see all new animations that go along with the different look and feel of the drakes.
We're aiming to shake up movement with this new system, providing players with a deeper immersion with forces like momentum and gravity.
We knew that for Dragonflight, we were going to have the opportunity to show players a whole new set of Dragon Isle drakes, completely unique from all the other things they've seen in World of Warcraft. And so we wanted to come up with a movement system that would add that sense of physics, weight, and gravity, like you were mentioning. We knew it was going to take a huge team effort, not just animation, but it was going to take effects. It was going to take the engineering team, who we rely on heavily, and that combined with some new animations really helps to lend that feeling of physics as you move through the air in ways that you haven't before. And the icing on the cake is going to be some really cool effects that we've added on top of all of that. So for example, when you start hitting, maximum velocity, you're going to see contrails coming off the edges of the wings. And then as you do your rolls and spirals, you build up more and more speed. There's going to be some screen effects on the display to indicate that you're reaching maximum velocity, which really adds to the overall kind of immersion and sense of reality.
I'm gonna get an
As
add-on.
players make their way through the Dragon Isles, they'll discover
Full
new
shield.
cosmetic options to fine-tune their Dragon Isle Drake's appearances. Things like snoots, horns, tails, elusive Dragon Isle Drake armor, and more.
Can I have spikes?
Definitely.
Okay.
We want to provide players with all new skills to play with, as those who can use their momentum well can reach higher and higher heights, and bring on new, more difficult challenges.
We just have so many new gorgeous options to choose from. And
What does he literally
I'm
mean?
just so excited for all of them.
I'm excited for the whole
How can
thing.
it be?
I mean, it's been a lot of fun to work on, but I can't wait to actually get in the game, play it with you guys.
I can't wait. I can't wait to fly around Dragon Isles. This is going to be great.
Next up, you're going to hear about the talent revamp and the UI changes coming in Dragonflight.
Oh, shit, here we go. This is the big one.
Hello, my name is Brian.
I'm Crash.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Laura. We are very excited to share we are finally
Wait, is the
revamping
PvP guy?
the WoW HUD UI.
And it is also time for a major revamp to talents and specializations.
I have a big question for the group. How long do you think it took for us to finally revamp the WoW HUD?
My guess is like 15 years.
Yeah, it's Linka.
Close, 18 years.
18 years.
18 years.
Wow.
You know, technology has changed a lot since we made the UI back in 2004. Now you have like bigger monitors, and we have better dev tools to work with. So it makes sense to have the revamp right now. Also, if you look at the game today, the art evolved beautifully over the years. And if you look at the HUD looks like it got frozen time.
So when we approached this, we wanted to create a layout experience that players could customize, move things around, adjust it to fit their needs.
Add-ons today, they do a lot for player customization.
The downside is that not everybody uses them. It's about time that everybody has the opportunity to use them, that they become a part of the base UI.
Yeah, and we are working very closely with our user research team to make sure we are hitting the goals that our player needs.
It allowed us to add new functionality, to improve accessibility in a lot of areas, and on top of that, we are going to be improving the art.
Yeah, so the art update, it's a big part of this project. The UI that we have today has a lot of charm and personality, and players have been using that for 18 years.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we want to respect the players who really like the current UI, but do a modern take to it, removing the clutter and giving more visibility for your gameplay. So the new minimap, it looks bigger, and the health bar is also much bigger. If you look at the action bars and the bottom
right? You
menus,
understand that, yeah?
they have less head frames, and you can really open up your gameplay, so you don't have a lot of your UI in front of you. And of course, we want to find iconic pieces from the current HUD, but we want to bring it back in a nice way. So we for sure updated the Griffins. They look so nice now. And the Horde, don't worry, we got you. We're going to have your version as well. So let's talk about the edit mode.
We are putting a mode in that will let players move various HUD elements around on the screen.
Anyway, bro.
So I'm able to move the mini-map, say, from the right corner all the way over to the left corner. If I want to bring my action bars from the bottom and kind of put them more in the center by my character, those are all things that I'll be able to do?
Absolutely. And each of those different components will have various sets of options that you'll be able to work with. They'll be able to save it, edit it, copy it, name it. Also, it will remember which spec you're in. So if you're someone who jumps around a lot, as you switch, it will switch to whatever HUD layout you have for that spec.
This is an ongoing project. We're going to keep working on it.
It's just like a basic add-on.
We really want to hear back from you.
A project that we're all excited about that we've been collaborating a lot on is something that's pretty UI intensive, and that's the talent system.
It hadn't changed in a long time, like you said before, and we really started with how can we have players have more choice over what their character has?
Hell yeah.
As you level up, we give you a new spell or a new ability, something that kind of makes you stronger, but it's determined by the designers. We decide the order.
Yeah, we started looking for a system that would give players a much wider set of options.
And after looking at all those things, what we really returned back to was the idea of trees. But it's actually two trees. We have a class tree that offer different class utility, and then we have a spec tree that is focused on performing your role, whether that's damage, tank, or healing.
This is fucking
Can I just
cool.
jump in and say that I personally am super excited about having trees come back. There's a big nostalgia hit for me.
As we said, we have these two trees.
They better be a choice,
because
though.
we feel like picking a specialization is a really important part of your World of Warcraft character now. And so we want to make sure that when you choose that, it kind of affects the tree in some way.
Yeah, as soon as you open your talent tree, you'll see something new. The class side will have some abilities filled out for free, just kind of starting you off in that spec you've chosen, but then you'll have your first point to spend in the class tree, which could be something related to that spec or role, or it could be something from elsewhere in the class.
There's a lot of things that we can do here, and part of that is encouraging players to perhaps make combinations that they've never really been able to see in the game before. This is an opportunity to put a lot more art and fantasy in the actual talent UI itself.
You have seen that a lot through most recent expansions, but not the base UI.
We want you to be able to tinker with it. You know, we want you to be able to make a lot of changes at a lot of times and not necessarily have to commit. The power really is coming back to the player. It's not something we want people to feel locked into, and so one of the things that we'll be preserving is the ability to change these talents at the same kind of frequency that you do now.
Yeah, the old school players, when you see trees this time, just think, yeah, I'll go from my raid night to my arena match and figure out what I think is the best for both of those.
And that's a process we want to make really fluid. So we're building a save load feature that lets you create your build, name it, save it, and then load it up very quickly and freely.
Talents were really about the breadth of options. We've made all these different cool things over the years, but when are they at their coolest? It's when players can hold the building blocks of what can make up their class, their spec, and put them together in a way that works for them.
So these are really cool features that we've been working long and hard on, and we're very excited about them. And it's just an early preview of the things we've been doing. We can't wait to see the reaction that you have to them, and please reach out to us and let us know your thoughts on them. And next up, we're going to talk about professions in Dragonflight.
Ooh, I hope they make fucking professions relevant again, and you can actually make good shit that you get materials from raids.
Hi,
and
I'm Joanne.
requires a bunch
And
of
I'm Eric,
stuff.
and we're going to talk about our plans for professions in Dragonflight. Professions have been a staple of World of Warcraft forever, and they've seen lots of really cool incremental updates over their life. But for Dragonflight, we want to do something a bit different. We really want to rethink professions and figure out how to make them part of your identity as a player, if that's what you want. We really want to make sure that professions feel fun and relevant across all levels of gameplay. That brings us to our first update, something that we're calling crafting orders. If you want to have something crafted for you, but you don't have the skill or the right profession to do it for yourself, you can have it crafted through a crafting order. You can basically browse any of the recipes that can be crafted, pick the one you want for yourself, and then you include some or all of the reagents needed for the recipe, including ones that only you can get your hands on. You can find someone in person to do it right in front of you for you, or you can also go to an NPC and using an auction house-like interface, send the order out. If you're doing this, you can pick, do you want to send the order to anyone, sort of a public order, Or do you want to only send it to your guild?
Can you scan
or
this thing?
to a
Probably not,
specific
right?
other player? Maybe it's a friend who will be able to craft
You input
the
your
item
mats
really
that
well
are
for you.
missing.
If you are
into the
really
auction house
dedicated to your
interface, and then press
craft,
button.
you're going to be the best at what you do.
One of the coolest things about this is the item you had crafted can also be soul-bound. In the past, you could only get your hands on crafted soul-bound items by having that profession
That's
yourself.
kind of shit,
now
though.
anyone
Wait,
can
that's a
have them
good thing.
crafted for them, which is really neat and really expands the number of items that we can provide that are really powerful because everyone can have them crafted through the crafting order system.
This is also really cool because it means as a crafter, you can start building your client base. People are going to come back to you to get certain items. Maybe you're the best at making it, or you always throw in a little something extra. You're also going to be leveling up your profession. It's going to be really great.
So the first time you go to craft, you're going to notice a lot of different things, but probably the biggest is the introduction of quality, both to your crafted items and your gathered reagents. Quality works in a pretty simple way. If you craft something that's a higher quality, it's just going to be better. For a piece of gear, that probably means a higher item level. If it's, for instance, a potion, that might mean a more powerful effect at a higher quality.
And we're doing a lot of new things in the UI. We've put a lot of work into it to make sure that the professions feel really special and unique.
And another thing you might notice in the crafting UI that's new is the introduction of stats, specifically to your professions, both crafting and gathering. And this is another sort of major input into quality. Probably the biggest source of your ability to craft items at a higher quality is through crafting specializations. We've had crafting specializations in the past, as far back as original World of Warcraft. With Dragonflight, you can go out and earn specialization points in a whole bunch of different ways. So maybe you find an old book on a bookshelf in a ruin somewhere, or a hermit in a cave who can teach you a little bit about your profession. So let's say you're a blacksmith. You might decide that first you want to become an armor smith. And the more points you spend in armor smithing, the better you're going to get at crafting all armor.
This also means that if you specialize one way, other people in your guild may specialize in a completely different path. So this means that your guild could have several top blacksmiths and everybody is providing something unique and valuable.
That's cool.
Which is really cool.
As long as you can't
But
get
that
all
reminds me of another update. We're actually adding crafting tables to all the different crafting professions. We're going to take those and we're going to put them all in the main city of Valdrakken. And you're going to go in there and you're going to get to see all the different players crafting their items at their cool crafting tables.
That's cool.
Yeah, it means you're going to walk into the city and you're going to see like all these alchemists huddled over here, and you're going to see all these blacksmiths over by the forge. There will be other players filling orders or grabbing orders. There's going to be a whole new crafting area that's going to make you feel really part of the world.
It just seems like a much more lively area than it has in the past.
What I'm most excited about, though, is the gear. We're introducing new types of gear for every profession, and when you go to, say, mine a node, you're actually going to just switch into that gear. It's going to be really great.
You're not going to have to carry that stuff around in your backpack anymore. There's actually going to be dedicated slots for each of your pieces of
That's
gear.
cool.
But
That's
I'm a numbers
cool.
guy. I love progressing. All pieces
That's
of
cool.
profession gear will have those special stats that we mentioned before on them. And as you get your hands on better versions of the gear, it's really going to help you get better at your profession.
I can't wait.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dragonflight Deep Dive.
You've heard a lot about the content and changes coming in
we haven't actually
Dragonflight,
seen
and we've
it,
got a
though.
lot more in store for you in the coming months.
It sounds cool.
Until then, we'll see you in Azeroth.
But it's a reality goal. I don't like that I like the idea of having, like, if you're like a Giga Blacksmith, and you can make them special blacksmith weapon that only blacksmiths can get. I don't know about the soulbound for other people kind of shit, dude. I don't know about that one. Wait, what happened? Oh, it just ends. It just ends. It just ends on the craft. It just ends on the craft. Thank you for tuning in. It ended 24 seconds ago. There you go. It's over. All right. Well, there you go. Oh, there you go. 1 hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, it just ended.
Thank you for...
I mean... Okay. So wait. Ian Hazakostas did say that with the new patch they did for the current release of WoW, they made a bunch of shit account-wide, and that was like a step in the direction that they're going to continue hitting. So it sounds like they're going to make it account-wide, alt-friendly memes. That's about it, really. About no flying. I mean, yeah, whatever, dude. Well, dude, I'm gonna be real. Oh, do we opt into the beta right now, dude? Am I opting into the beta right now? Beta opt-in? I'm opting in. 1 second, chat. I want to dox my stuff. Thanks for signing up, Quin69. Let's go, bitch. Opt into the beta, pussies, if you want to get in the beta. Oh, is there more shit here? Is there more shit here? This is the trailer that we just watched. I'm gonna be real. I don't want to play this class. This class looks shit. I don't like being dragons. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of being a dragon. I don't get the dragon fantasy thing. The whole thing where like, but you know what? I'm okay with murdering people who pick this class. So I'm fine with that. Whatever. This is just more variety in who I kill. Right? So I'm okay with that. That, you know, feel free to be a fucking dragon boy so I can hunt your ass down and kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? And give me some of that Dracthyr, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so they go either Horde or Alliance. Poggies. You level up in the land. Can fight with mid-range claws and fiery breath attacks. Devastation. Something about this looks so scuffed. Bro, do you guys think the Riot MMO is just going to completely annihilate this game? Do you think the Riot MMO is just going to completely annihilate this game? Like, fucking... I'm really interested to... I must admit, out of all of the MMO shit that's currently, like, in the works, the one that gives me the most hope and excitement is the Riot one, and we know nothing about it. But that's just based on what I know. Like, just what I've seen Riot put out. Yeah, Riot are making an MMO. They've got Ghostcrawler up in their team, and they're making a fucking thing. The Riot MMO will never come out? Well, what do you mean it'll never come out? What? They're making it, bro. The Dracthyr Evokers can empower their dronic abilities through magic, charge up your attacks, and unleash them in the right moment to maximize their effects. I'm gonna be honest, this seems overpowered for PvP. Being able to pre-cast shit when people are in, like, you know, CCs, so then the second they come out, they can do a fuck ton of damage, is gonna be nutty. It's gonna be nutty. Imagine RMP. Well, imagine, like, having a mage and a Dracthyr, right? And then out of the polymorph, the mage is casting a fucking Pyroblast, and the dragon is charging a fucking Giga Chad fucking Dragon Breath attack. And then they get G-Pied to fucking Dragon Breaths, all that shit at the same time. No, I mean, it's one of those things where I guess we'll find out, right? Fuck's sake, now I can't just make a Horde character dodge you. He didn't tweet that. He didn't tweet that. Okay, Snuts didn't tweet that, bro. Okay, dude, we were the highest rated fucking WOTLK team out there, bro. Okay, we were the highest rated warp. Like literally, there was no one else. There was no one else. He literally did. Okay, then why didn't you link the tweet? Why didn't you link the tweet? Huh, buddy? Huh? Become a Dragon Rider. Whoa. Well, that's kind of like old school looking, alright? Whoa. Can you move these around now? Okay. I don't like this one. I mean, I guess kind of okay. Not a fan of that one. Yeah, maybe I'll go with that one. I don't know. It looks kind of soy, though. Something about it looks kind of soy. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of any of these dragons. I'm not a Dragon Andy. This you can understand. I'm not a Dragon Andy, chat. When it comes to, like, I'm just... the whole dragon hype... I like killing dragons. You know, I don't like being a dragon or necessarily riding a dragon. Use your new writing abilities to keep yourself and your Drake. Well, oh wait, the undead dragons that you get in Wrath of the Lich King, those are the coolest dragons, for sure. Like, without a doubt. Those are the coolest looking ones, right? Use your abilities, keep yourself in the Drake. Okay, whatever. Special moves. As you grow in skill, your Drake will master new maneuvers, fight against exhaustion, and pull off the dragon. Wait. And the pull of the earth. And soar above the Dragon Isles. Continue to improve your Dragonriding skill at max level by hunting down ancient glyphs and advancing a new Dragonriding skill tree. Skill tree? You get a skill tree? So that's what he was talking about. So it must be like a mini game. It must be like a mini game. There must be like parts of the world that you try to get to that are actually difficult to get to, and then you get there and you unlock shit. What was the guy? Decline. Concept art. That one looks pretty cool. It's kinda, I don't know. The rock one, I mean, I don't know, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know, it's hard to say until you see it. It's hard to say until you actually see it in game. Actually, that one's pretty tight. Yo, that one with a big fucking mace. This on a paladin with a big fucking mace, a big black mace, huge fucking one with rocks, with like a few shards coming off it, you know? A few like floating rock shards. Oh, yeah. That'd be fucking badass. Okay. The Dragon Isles, blah, 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 blah. So there's a few things here. We've already looked at all these various zones. These are different zones we looked at. Whatever. Dive down and gain momentum as you rapidly descend. Surprise your foes with a death from above. Yo, if you could do like an attack, that would be cool. That would be cool. If you could like dive bomb someone with your dragon, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just dive bomb their ass. Discover new ways to play. The new talent system. Oh shit. The key is that you don't have enough points available to just spec everything. So if there's like, if you can't get everything and there's actual meaningful choice here, like you have to decide, do you want to be like, you know, a little bit more damage, like less tanky, or maybe more utility but less damage, or like, you know, something like that. Like you unlock one ability, it means you can't get the other ability, you know? That'd be fucking tight. Like having an M plus spec where you just full AoE and your single target's kind of weak, and then you could change between different, like, you know, different dungeons and stuff. It could be pretty tight. Why would you never rip off Guild War 2 mounts? Like follow a meta guide? Well, no, you just make your own. What happens when you're making the guides, bitch? You can ask yourself that question, bro. I mean, ultimately, there will be a best choice, right? Generally speaking, like obviously that will turn into the case, but it will add another level of mastery. Specifically, like, and maybe if you can change these talents whenever you're queuing into different arena teams, I could see a world where you change to a more defensive anti-burst setup versus like an RMP. You know, to like say you're finding a different comp, like a you know, like a Warlock Shadowbreach team, then you would go like like a recovery based setup. You know, like if you could basically spec in a shit like that, that'd be pretty cool. Which you kind of already did with the old talent system. You would pick different talents based on what you're fighting, right? But this is just more extreme, which is interesting. Amplify power. This crafting shit is weird. Like, how's that system gonna work? I don't get it. So someone puts a work order on the auction house, and then what? How does that work? Who are you talking to? I'm talking to chat. So you put a work order onto the fucking thing, and you have half the mats. What, do you just loot their shit? And then what? Did you have like a certain amount of time to do it? And if you don't do it in that time, it just like removes the mats from your inventory? You pay the mat cost. How does it work? Does it go in your inventory or what? Or do you put the mats into the auction house interface and then says press complete? Like, what stops a bot from just automatically sniping every work order? That just every time a fucking work order pops up, it just instantly accepts it and does it, and just takes the commission. They didn't explain that well. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know. We do not care. I'm asking chat because you guys are saying Final Fantasy system. So if they did just copy the Final Fantasy system, then what does that even mean? Revamping the world, the HUD UI. The fuck are these fucking things here? The fuck is this art? Like, literally nobody's gonna have that art on, bro. Like, literally everyone's gonna turn that art off. I'm just saying that now. Digital features. Ascending new heights of power as you explore the Dragon Isles, earning new talents. This is not only the level 70. New dungeons. Reclaim some fucking... The Neltharia, stronghold of the Black Dragonflight. Explore previously unknown chambers of Ohn'ahran. Defend life pools of the Ren Dragonflight and more. New raid. Venture into the ancient prison of the primal incarnates before the malevolent power can be unleashed against the dragon aspects. That's it. I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. I'm mildly excited. Like, when I say, well, not mildly excited. No, not mild. It's an above average level of excitement. Like, if this comes out at a time between a PoE league, and nothing else is happening, I'm playing it. Okay, I'm just saying. But if it was to come out at a time where whatever, then I wouldn't. Fuck that shit. Talking yourself 3 hours, done soon. Okay, I'm gonna ban you for 6 days. Fuck off, dude. Kicking events guy as well. Okay, alright. The fuck can you be excited this Dungeon Fire? Well, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to be excited. Okay, you're a WoW addict who loves World of Warcraft, right? And then they show some new shit, and it's like, well, potentially they're saying they're heading in the right direction, and they're saying all this, they're saying all the right stuff. And the reality is like, it comes out, they do the same mistakes that they make every single expansion, add some extra bullshit in that makes it worse, force the pay-to-win shit even more, add some more boosts in, and then the game just gets worse, and then you get bored after like a couple months and you quit. But there's a chance that actually what they're saying is what they mean, and they actually will do good on what they're saying, and they'll fucking make the game better, and they head in the right direction. Like, for example, Legion. Legion. To be honest, it's just boring in general. Let's see chat. Let's do a chat poll here. Let's do a chat poll. Chats. How do you feel about about Dragon? It's called Dragonflight, right? Pog. Okay. Dance game. Is that how you spell dance game? I don't even know how you do dance. It is. Okay. This is just, it's okay. This is like you're excited for it. This is like you're the opposite of excited. Okay. I'm gonna say, chat, majority of people are gonna say it's okay. That's what I think. Wow. Wow. A lot of dance gamers. Then again, negativity bias, you're more likely to leave a negative review than a positive review by like a factor of 10, so if you scale this proportionally, you'll actually realize. Wait, everyone vote. Everyone vote. Even if you just think it's okay, just vote. Everyone vote. The majority of people are not looking forward to this. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Legit. 55% of people are dance gaming. It's actually crazy. But that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. Look at this. Flying from God 2. It's the best system. What is this? What is this? Does anyone play Guild Starter and play this game? How does this work though? It certainly has a decent amount of velocity here, like. Okay. Bro, how old is this shit? How old is this shit? Oh, this is 2019. It's 2019. Okay, all right. Well, looks all right. I mean, whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like that's like some shit. That's like some shit which is like cool, but I don't think it makes or breaks a game at all. Like, you don't play a game for and you're not addicted to the fucking game for hours on end if it's like nice to fly. Okay, it's just like, you know, whatever. That's like kind of cool, but like whatever, bro. Like, it's like ultimately, you know, it's just a thing. Okay. All right. Well, interesting stuff. Let's play League of Legends.
Because he is God.